Welcome back, YouTube. This is going to be a big YouTube video here. Which Avenger is right for you? We're going to go in-depth on each character. This is going to be a long video because there are 6 characters. And then go to the gameplay of each character, which I'm also going to make. And I'll put all those links in the description down below for you guys to go look at if you want more information on each character more in-depth. Because we're just going to do a broad selection of each character in this video here. We'll go into more in-depth for each character in their specific gameplay video. So we got her light attacks, Flexi Fists, Whirling Wallop, which is a signature attack, Spin Kick, Leg Sweep, Flying Fists, and Double Down Kick. And then her heavy attacks are Five Finger Fury, Double Barrel Punch, and then you got Catapult Kick, which is another add-on to that. You got Hammering Strike, you got Hammer Fist, and then you got Fist of Justice, and then you got Iron Spike. And then over here you got your Heavy Dodge Attack, Rubber Band Bash, Sliding Kick, and you got your Spinning Heel Strike. Your range attacks, you got a Whip Fist, you got Harpoon, you got Nutcracker, so you can slam the enemy down. You got Aerial Spike, you got Panic Button, and then you have Crushing Grasp. Over here, your intrinsic ability is your Polymorph. So to bend and twist out of the way of basic attacks, morph in size and strength by holding the button down, while morph attacks inflict increased damage and increased impact. Your specialty, you have a willpower boost called Healing Spirit. So willpower in this game is health. So your Healing Spirit revives you and your teammates, or not revives, but gives you health. Your Assault Heroic is high 5. You slam enemies. But I recommend doing your Assault Heroic when you've done your Ultimate Heroic, which is Embiggen, as she says in the comics and TV and everything. You grow incredible in size with significantly increased damage and impact, and then you do the high 5, does some serious damage. On to the next character, Bruce Banner, known as the Hulk, the big green guy, the big guy, the green monster. You got Pummel, your regular attack. You got a light sprint attack, which is battering ram. Then you can upgrade that to ram reinforcement, which is an upgrade for it. You have green bomber, which is your light attack. And then you have monstrous swipe, which is your dodge attack. You got a range attack, is your cannonball, and then you can pick up meteor, pick up a giant debris chunk from the ground and chuck it. And then if you upgrade it even more, you can swing that around as well. Onto your heavy attacks, you got Smash. And then you got Aftershock as well. You can do another attack. And then after that, you can do Tectonic Fury with that move as well. And then you have Gamma Hammer. You have your heavy sprint attack, Ground Shaker. You got Hammer Strike. You have Skyfall, and then you can upgrade that to get Earth Smasher as well. Your grab attacks, you can grab enemies with the Hulk, and then use them to whack other enemies or slam them into the ground, and then you can get that, and you can have 2 opponents, and do it with 2 opponents as well. And then you can start really doing some damage by smashing them together. Doing significant damage in air and on the ground if you get those upgrades. And then you can do Power Drop or Power Spike as well. You can slam enemies into the ground. Rage is what makes the Hulk so overpowered. You increase all your attacks and you inflict increased damage by 15%, and you recover willpower. The more you go into the Rage tree over here, the more you'll be able to increase your willpower gain by hit and how much rage you actually are using. So Hulk is very hard to get killed if you use him right. Your support heroic is called Bone Shaker. It's a terrifying roar that increases your defensive strength, and it taunts all the enemies so they all come after you. Your assault heroic is your stranglehold. You pick up an enemy, slam them down, and launches the nearby enemies, and they'll take considerable damage if they get hit and if they're slammed. And your ultimate heroic is self-explanatory. It is the Hulk's iconic Thunderclap. It just destroys everything. On to the next character, Tony Stark, known as Iron Man, the genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist. Yep. So you got melee attacks, and your bar meter at the top for him is actually going to be your ammo. So I'll show you your energy. So you got Iron Gauntlet, you have Thruster Uppercut, you got Aerial Assault, you have Power Dive, and then you have Dive Amplifier. So repulsors. So now this is your energy. So each one of these is going to be the same moves. So you got repulsors in your repulsor tree, and then you can power blast it. And slingshot is a dodge. You can do a heavy attack upgrade, and there's your power attack. And then hand cannon, and then this one's kind of cool, Muon shotgun. And then it's the same thing for these: laser beam, photon samurai, laser scythe, and then your power attack is magnetron. You got whirling tempest. You have energy lane, and then you have a dodge attack, burning edge, and you got another heavy attack, which is your laser strike. Over to the rockets, micro rockets, and then you have scorched earth, which is a heavy attack, and then you got javelin, which is a power attack, and then you have rocket strike, which is a heavy attack upgrade. You got a range power attack, smart rockets, where you can hold on to them and track them, and then counter fire when you're dodging. Over to his specialties, arc overload. It overloads the arc reactor. It shocks nearby enemies and triggers an intrinsic overcharge state for over 10 seconds. And the more you upgrade the tree, the more you can get it for. So use your repulsors, lasers, or rockets all the time when that is active. You got your assault heroic, which is your unibeam, and if you evolve the tree some more, you can choose either the regular unibeam, some 3 charged unibeams, or 1 omega beam, which does insane amount of damage on one enemy. Your ultimate heroic makes you literally invulnerable, the Hulkbuster. And then as you upgrade the tree, you can upgrade him as well. So get mango missiles, you can get power beam and stuff like that as well. And then you got defensive traits where you can like make a shield and all that too, and that's kind of cool. Over to the next character, which is Thor Odinson, known as, well, Thor, the God of Thunder. There we go, God of Thunder, because he's known as Thor. So light attacks, you got Midgard's finest, hammer spin, which you can upgrade to whirling Uru, do it again, and then you can do Mjolnir Cyclone, where after you do the 2 moves, you can cyclone your hammer. That's kind of cool. You got Skyfire, Starheart Slam, Sledgehammer, which is sprint attack, and then you got dodge attack, which is slide smash. Heavy attacks, you get to use Mjolnir, you got Hammer Slash, you got Sigurd's Strike, and then you can upgrade that with Odin Force. Storm Striker, bringing the Thunder, which you can charge with Odin Force as well. And then you got Air Lunge, Falling Star, and then you can charge Crack the Sky, which is Falling Star with Odin Force as well. Again, hammer skills, you can throw Mjolnir, which it pins enemies to the wall, so it's overpowered. Tornado Throw is you can charge it up and chuck it, and they go flying. You got Immovable Intent. It can trap 2 enemies behind it now. Tenacious Bolt. It charges it with Odin Force. You got Headstrong. You can headbutt the enemy. Uru Uppercut. You got Drop the Hammer. And you got Crashing Thunder. That's cool. And your intrinsic ability, intrinsic, I can't believe I can't say that, it's just hard to say, is the Odin Force. Lightning's called upon you, and you can upgrade that tree as well. Over here, it overcharges the Odin Force, Warrior's Fury, and lightning does insane damage along with you smashing enemies, so this is overpowered, very overpowered. This is the most overpowered assault heroic ability in the game, God Blast. It just annihilates everything. And your ultimate is the Bifrost, where you can teleport into the Bifrost, go to anywhere on the map, and then smash enemies with it. That's pretty cool as well. Now we're going to get into Steve Rogers, Captain America, the first Avenger. His skills are his light attacks, which is New York Knuckles, and then Cartwheel Kick is a signature attack. An upgrade is Shield Sweep, and then you have Commander's Parry. So you parry an attack, and then you can do Commander's attack. Eagle's Talon. You got Super Punch, and you have your dodge attack, which is Fainting Uppercut. Heavy attacks are Shield Smash, Shield Bash, Rising Hope, and then Commander's Call, which is your intrinsic attack for that as well. I use that one a lot when I use Captain America. You got Torpedo Kick, which is your sprint attack, your dodge attack, which is Grand Slam. You got Shield Strike to chain the light into a heavy combo finisher. You got Shield Dive, and then you have Soldier's Slam. Range attack, you get to throw the shield, which is iconic and cool. You got a range attack, and you can upgrade that to Ricochet. Enemies will go back between all the enemies there and come back to you. which you can get 4 and 5 if you upgrade that. And then over here, when you bring it back, the charge attack, you can kick it back at your enemies again. And then over here, you can, if you don't charge it up, you just do regular throw, you can catch it, and then catch it again if you upgrade it again to get even more charge. And then your intrinsic ability is intrinsic ability. I can't believe I can't say that, and it's making me upset. Because I'm going to watch my own video, and I'm going to get mad at myself for not being able to say intrinsic. You got shield block, and the more you upgrade it, the more things you'll be able to block. Rally cry, support heroic ability, rally teammates to action. They'll be marked, enemies marked by rally cry take additional damage from everybody and all sources. Steamroller, R1 to instantly target up to 4 enemies and just smash people. And the more you upgrade it, you actually can kick it back. And its shield returns from your steamroller to kick it back and do it again. And then your ultimate heroic, this is overpowered, is Brooklyn Brawler. You just start chucking your shield everywhere and smashing things. And I'll go into, when I do the gameplay, the best builds for those characters as well. And then your movement just dodges and jumps and stuff. And then last but not least, is Natasha Romanoff, Black Widow. Her light attacks are martial art. Signature attack is Spider Sweep. You got your light sprint attack is Splinter Kick, light dodge attack is Cyclone Kick, and your aerial light attack is Pounce. Heavy attack is Night Stick. You can use your Night Sticks. Now, if you need to do takedowns, I recommend using Black Widow because she does a crap ton of stun damage as well. You got Baton Strike. You have Madripoor Special. You got Spinning Fury, and then Night Watch as well. Your range attacks, you can use your pistols, and then you can either have Bullet Storm, you can go to high caliber shots, or you can go to a full auto shot, which is like a machine gun there. And then she's got some grapple abilities and stuff over there for defense. Her support heroic is Veil of Shadows, which makes you invisible. Assault heroic is Widow's Bite, which fires an electrostatic dart that inflicts repeated bursts of shock damage. And then your ultimate heroic is Power Surge. It's not as cool as Captain America's. It's kind of the same. Not as powerful as Cap's, Brooklyn Brawler, but it definitely does some damage. Power Surge. And it does a lot more shock damage, but also provides a 15% reduction to incoming damage. And your intrinsic ability is Shadow Ops. Filling your intrinsic meter triggers an overcharge state, increasing all damage by 20%. And the more you upgrade it, the faster you'll be able to charge it. So, by far, the most overpowered to least overpowered. Now, these are just my opinions. And I'll even put my favorites in here at the end. The most overpowered character has to be Thor. Thor is busted. With his God Blast, which is the nuttiest assault heroic ability, it is nuts. It's insane. And then his Bifrost is average. That's the only thing that's about average with Thor. And then Warrior's Fury is nuts as well. It also energizes your teammates' intrinsic ability meters as well. Intrinsic. And then the ability to throw your hammer and pin enemies down is ridiculous. So he is the most overpowered, in my opinion, in the game, is Thor. The second most overpowered character has got to be the Hulk, based on his survivability rating. If you do your rage meter right, you can essentially not die if you use it right, because you'll attack, you'll get a bunch of willpower, and it won't use hardly any rage at all. And your Thunderclap is pretty busted. The next most overpowered character, I have to say, in my opinion, is got to be Captain America. Now, these are where it gets iffy, but definitely top two are right here, Thor and Hulk. But third, in my opinion, is Captain America is the third best because you have the ability. Brooklyn Brawler is, in my opinion, the best ultimate heroic if you do your trees right, if you do the skill tree. It's nuts. It does insane amount of damage. There's nothing in the game that will do more damage than that to a single enemy over that 20 seconds, 25 seconds of time. So Captain America definitely, and the ability to block attacks and throw your shield, definitely gives you range on enemies. The fourth most OP character is Iron Man. Yeah, now you could argue Iron Man's before Captain America, but Iron Man has very bad survivability rating. It's very hard for him to stay alive, but his Hulkbuster makes him invulnerable. But other than that, his Unibeam's pretty cool. His Arc Overload's awesome. But the ability to not survive places him so low on the most overpowered list. The fifth has got to be Miss Marvel. Now, I'm not a big fan of Miss Marvel. A lot of people are. I'm not a fan. That really does nothing to do with the OP rating. But, I mean, her I-5's okay. Her Healing Spirit makes her a good support character. but not a very good fighting character. And then you got Embiggen, giant size attacks, and that's essentially, she's really based on survivability, but you can do more survivability with Hulk than you can Miss Marvel. But Embiggen's cool. Her Embiggen skill is pretty cool, but it's not cool enough to raise her on the scale anymore at all. And then last, and possibly least, is Black Widow. Veil of Shadows makes you invisible. You can survive for an extra 10 seconds, and it turns all your nearby teammates invisible. Widow's Bite is pretty bad. I don't enjoy it. Unless you upgrade it, which then it might be a little bit better. And your Power Surge attack is shock powered attack mode. It's average, so I guess just Black Widow just isn't very overpowered at all. So I would recommend, if you like Black Widow and you guys have different opinions, leave them in the comment section down below. But the rating is Thor, Hulk, Cap, Iron Man, Ms. Marvel, and then Black Widow. The people I use the most, I use Captain a lot, I use Hulk a lot, and I'll use those four. I tend to stay away. You can see the power rating on those two versus the power rating on these guys. I haven't really upgraded my Thor at all, but Ms. Marvel and Black Widow you can see are lower rating. I main Captain America, even though he's not the most overpowered, because then I'll find people that main Thor and Hulk and Iron Man, and I'll be able to do some damage with Captain America just because I love Brooklyn Brawler so much. If you guys did enjoy this video and it helped you guys decide who you want to play as, smash that like, comment, and subscribe button. If you guys like more of a God of War style gameplay, you're going to want to be the Hulk or a big power character, because it's just a God of War style play. If you're more of an Anthem player, more of a third-person loot shooter kind of thing, then you're going to want to go with Iron Man or Thor or Cap, something more like jumpy and fly around. But definitely if you're more of a God of War style player, you're going to want to be towards the stronger character like the Hulk and the Ms. Marvel style of gameplay. Make sure you turn on that notification bell so you know when I upload those gameplay videos of each character. And then make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and leave your comments on what you think the most overpowered character in the game is. I'll see you guys next time, and thanks for watching.